Hi guys, well right now I'm going to take a break from doing the 30-day horror challenge I've been doing because right now I have a DVD update to do. This time around I have 4 movies, and there would have been 5 because there's one I'm still waiting on to come in the mail. Unfortunately, I recently discovered that it'll probably be at least another 3 weeks before it comes. So I decided, instead of just waiting 3 more weeks for one movie, I'll just go ahead and do my DVD update for the 4 I already have. And, well, for that one movie, I'll save that one for my next DVD update, whenever that'll be. The cat's going crazy, apparently. So anyway, that said, let's begin. And I'll do these in the order I got them in. First up is First up is the movie Camllie, which stars James Franco and Sienna Miller. I already have a review on this on Amazon. So, and by the way, my whole little going to trying to become the #1 reviewer on Amazon for my whole bucket list, that's still going. So yeah, check out that review, vote yes for it for me. For some reason, speaking on that, for some reason I seem to be kind of stuck in the 70,000 to 79,000 range for some reason right now, but hopefully I can break that plateau. So anyway, back the movie itself, I won't talk too much about it since I do already have a review for it on Amazon, but basically James Franco plays a petty thief who has just married his parole officer's niece. In that reality, he actually cannot stand her, while she actually does love him. And pretty much he's only using her to make it to Canada, to cross the border and everything. Basically, like her dream honeymoon has always been to go to Niagara Falls, and most of the movie, that's what it's about. Is just about them getting there. It's more or less a romantic comedy, probably one of the most unique I've ever seen. Because on the way there, unfortunately, they get involved in a motorcycle wreck, and when James Franco's character wakes up from being knocked out, he finds Camllie dead, and pretty much he rushes off to go find a phone to call 911, but then he panics after dialing it and scaring the woman and her son in their house, who later called the police on him, and which pretty much sets up the ending. However, like when he goes back to look for Camille's body, to his surprise, he finds her actually bathing in the river. Initially believing that she was okay after all, but as it turns out, though, she actually did die in the wreck, and basically that's just the whole movie is about him dealing with that and figuring, and it's kind of hard to explain, but that's more or less the basic setup of the movie. These next two are 2 movies that you've already seen in one of my videos recently, so I'll probably won't talk too much about them since I already have in another video. But next 2 movies came on the same day, and they are Dawn and Day of the Dead. Of course, they're 2 zombie movies by George Romero. Dawn is pretty much widely considered to be the best of the series. I hear a lot of people weren't too crazy about Day when it first came out, but it's more or less become a very popular movie among fans. Dawn came out in 1977 or 78, I think. 78, yeah. And Day came out in 1985, the year before I was born. So yeah, that's that. I still got to do reviews on that for these 2 movies on Amazon, hopefully sometime soon. And this last movie I have to show is one I did not. It's one of the rare exceptions of a movie I didn't buy on Amazon. No, I bought it in Wal-Mart instead. I say that because these days, primarily I just buy movies on Amazon. You're using gift cards and everything. But and that is a movie called Hobo with a Shotgun. And it's basically kind of a grindhouse kind of movie, action exploitation, as it says. I read somewhere. Yeah, I watched this last night. I actually just wrote a review for this one today, I believe, on Amazon, so go check that out. My name on my Amazon profile name is Darth Justice, if you don't remember. By the way, I should mention that. The cover pretty much looks the same as this. It's pretty much the same thing. Basically, what it's about is, basically, there's he's never identified by his actual name. He's just known as Hobo. But basically, Hobo comes to a city called Hope City or Hope Town, I think. And basically, he rides in on a freight train, and pretty much as soon as he enters town, he realizes that this is not a town like any other town. It is basically extremely corrupted and crooked, and it makes pretty much to the point that it makes New York City look like Mayberry. Essentially, he basically, he like as soon as he enters town, I think basically some of the first things he sees are basically he sees like a pedophile dressed up as Santa Claus kidnapping a kid. He sees this cameraman basically paying homeless people to do random, very dangerous crap and everything, and basically just people being attacked and everything, and pretty much nobody intervening whatsoever. And also, it's at this point that the movie's antagonists are introduced, who are Drake, who is this very, very insane and cruel guy, and his two sons, Slick and Ivan, who pretty much are just as screwed up and cruel as he is. Basically, he witnesses the three killing Drake's brother and their uncle by pretty much literally ripping his head off. Using one of their vehicles. Essentially, I mean, he kind of just doesn't really do anything initially, but then he witnesses, as he's just walking around that night, he witnesses Drake's son, one of his sons going into this club or whatever, and ultimately he saves the other main character of the movie, Abby, who is a prostitute. He saves her from being kidnapped by Drake and all that, and not Drake, but Slick. And he knocks him out, takes him to the police department, and ultimately he finds out the police department is just as crooked as everything else in the town, and pretty much Hobo is attacked, and they carve the word scum in his chest. Basically, then he comes across Abby, who helps him and lets him sleep in her house that night. And I mean, long story short, basically he goes to the pawn shop the next day. He finally gets enough money he gets enough money by basically going to the cameraman and basically doing very degrading acts to get the money. And he goes to the pawn shop to buy this lawnmower he's been wanting to basically start his own business and maybe try to help himself and all that. It just so happens that while he's looking at the lawnmower, a group of robbers come into the pawn shop and pretty much hold this woman and her baby hostage and basically demanding money, and basically this is the last straw for Hobo, and it just so happens that above the lawnmower is a shotgun for the exact same price. So he grabs the shotgun and pretty much just lets loose on the robbers and kills all three of them, or however many it was. And pretty much starting there, he goes around killing like a bunch of different criminals, and basically some of the people you saw earlier in the movie who deserve bad stuff happening to them. I mean, it's very, very over the top. It's definitely not a movie that everybody would enjoy. It's really not. It's very graphic and gory. There's one scene in the movie that Drake and Ivan and Slick go into the school bus, and pretty much using a flamethrower. Pretty much they don't actually show it like really, but it's like you see the outside of the bus and you hear what's going on, but pretty much they kill like a school bus of kids using a flamethrower. However, that does lead into probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie, when Slick is killed later on by the Hobo. Pretty much, he starts dying, and as he's laying on the ground dying, he sees a Charles, I cannot talk apparently, a very blackened school bus. Let's just say that, and basically a very burnt school bus like pulls up, a few feet away from him, and pretty much gets on, and pretty much he's at least that's what I took out of this, that pretty much he's going to hell. That's basically how he's going to hell, or that is his hell. I don't know, but because at the end he's like, you see him like press against the emergency exit of the bus, like screaming and like pounding, like he's pounding on the door. So that's kind of what I took from it. Like maybe he's going to hell or something, being tortured and all that. So yeah. Again, it's not a movie for everybody, but yeah, it's pretty. I liked it. I mean, it's a fun watch. If, like I said, if you're into that sort of thing. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say, because like I said, I already have a review of that too on Amazon. So I guess I'll end here. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.